Interrupting regular programming with an update on the mass shooting at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. A massive manhunt is underway at this hour for an active shooter. Authorities describe the suspect as a man dressed all in black. According to the latest update from officials, 2 people have died and 8 others have been wounded, all of them now in critical but stable condition. There's a massive police presence on the Brown campus, federal, state, and local authorities all searching for that shooter. Faculty and students are being told to continue to shelter in place. Brown sending several emergency alerts. People on campus instructed to lock doors, silence their phones, and remain hidden. Officials say the first reports of an active shooter came in around 4 this afternoon at the engineering building where a final exam was underway. The school's winter break begins 1 week from today, and just moments ago, Vice President Vance called the shooting terrible news, and President Trump spoke to reporters.
I've been fully briefed on the Brown University situation, what a terrible thing it is, and all we can do right now is pray for the victims and for those that were very badly hurt, it looks like, and we'll inform you later as to what's happening, but it's a shame. It's a shame. Just pray. Thank you very much.
Law enforcement efforts connected to Brown University remain ongoing as authorities continue an active search for the suspect. Officials have confirmed that no arrest has been made, and multiple agencies are working together to track down the individual believed to be responsible. Local police, state authorities, and federal investigators are coordinating closely as the investigation expands. Members of the public have been urged to avoid the campus area and surrounding streets while officers continue their work. Brown University's emergency alert system has played a central role in communication with students and staff. Alerts instructed people on campus to shelter in place, lock doors, silence phones, and remain where they were until further notice.
I actually was working in my lab, and I received a text message about a shooting nearby that was 1 block away from where I was. And then there were 3 other students with me. We decided to turn the light off and close all the doors and hide under our desks and wait for the next notification after the shooting.
How long did you hide for?
I think it was about 2 hours or so.
You were under those desks for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Let's get straight to ABC's DOJ, Homeland Security, and law enforcement reporter Luke Barr. Luke, what can you tell us about who law enforcement is looking for at this hour?
Yeah, Andrew. So law enforcement is looking for a man who is dressed in black, who entered the building just around 4 o'clock and opened fire. Now, there is very few details about what or who this person is, but certainly a large manhunt underway with federal, state, and local authorities all around the east side of Providence looking for this suspect, Andrew.
Sadly, today is a day that the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island prayed would never come. We've heard about horrific acts of gun violence and active shooter situations in other places, but not here. But this afternoon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we received a call. 4:05 was when the initial call came in to Brown University of a report of an active shooter. I can confirm that there are 2 individuals who have died this afternoon, and there are another 8 in critical status, those stable, at Rhode Island Hospital.
We received a message from Brown University about the shooting incident, and we immediately turned the lights off and closed the doors and hide under our desk for like 2 hours or so.
The shooting took place at the Barris and Holly building, which is a Brown University engineering and physics building. The building contains both classrooms and lab space. We do not have a shooter in custody at this time. There is a shelter in place in effect for the greater Brown University area.
Preliminarily, all we have is a suspect that was a male dressed in black. It is unknown how he entered the building, but we do know that he exited the Hope Street side of that complex.
We cannot disclose any details about the victims at this time, whether they were students or not, or any other details.
University officials later clarified earlier messages that contained incorrect information, reinforcing the importance of relying on verified updates as situations rapidly evolve. Police activity has remained concentrated around the Barris and Hawley building, a major academic facility that houses engineering and physics departments. Investigators are examining how the suspect moved through the area and whether additional evidence can be recovered from nearby buildings or outdoor spaces. Authorities are also determining whether the suspect acted alone and how the individual was able to leave the scene. Hospitals in Providence continue treating those injured, with medical teams providing ongoing care and monitoring recovery. While early updates focused on the number of victims, more recent information highlights the scale of the emergency response and the coordination between first responders and hospital staff. Medical officials have emphasized that treatment efforts are ongoing and that updates may change as patients progress. Investigators are reviewing surveillance footage from campus buildings, nearby businesses, and public streets. Law enforcement has also asked members of the public to submit videos, photos, or information that could help establish a timeline or identify the suspect's movements before and after the incident. Authorities have indicated that releasing additional suspect details may be considered if it helps generate new leads.
Luke, as we've seen in some of these videos right here on our screen, there's an overwhelming law enforcement presence at Brown. How complicated is this, given that the campus sort of merges into the city of Providence?
Yeah, it is an absolutely large campus. It's a city campus. It's a campus that has one main quad, but buildings all over the east side, intertwined with neighborhoods, restaurants, and two main sort of thoroughfares, Hope Street, where this shooting took place. So it's a complicated, large, and almost chaotic scene up there in Providence, Andrew.
Earlier at the press conference, Luke, authorities said that they were hopeful to look through video, surveillance video, work with the FBI and federal officials to get a picture out of this suspect. How likely is that, and how will the public help authorities in searching for this shooter who still remains at large?
Yeah, Andrew, they're going through the video now, and it could be, as soon as tonight, but could go into tomorrow. It just depends on how quickly they want to get this image out. Of course, you heard at the press conference earlier today that they will try and put something out. Unclear when that is, but it's certainly they feel it's a tool to help catch whomever might have done this, Andrew.
All right, Luke Barr, thank you for that update. Meanwhile, students on campus were watching in horror as events played out. One telling the Associated Press that he sat in his dorm shaking as he watched officers in tactical gear surround the building. He said he feared for a friend who was inside the engineering building where the shooting took place. Brown University just moments ago sending a letter to the community calling this a deeply tragic day and urging all students and faculty to be in touch with their families to let them know that they're safe.
Security has been increased not only on campus, but also in surrounding neighborhoods. Residents near Brown University have been advised to remain cautious and report any suspicious activity. Some nearby streets remain restricted as police continue to canvass the area and follow up on tips. Government and university officials have emphasized cooperation, patience, and public awareness as the investigation continues. Leaders have expressed concern for those affected and reiterated that public safety remains the top priority. Officials continue to urge anyone with relevant information to contact law enforcement directly. As the search progresses, updates are expected to be released as soon as they are confirmed. Authorities stress the importance of following official communications to avoid misinformation and ensure community safety while the investigation remains active.